in one day. You're a farmer. You start to notice your surroundings, all your other alliance mates. They're doing a little bit better than you. They're starting to get into the base 20, base 21, and you can't seem to catch up to them anymore like you used to. You start to ask yourself, what the hell is going on? Why am I... What am I doing wrong? Why am I struggling so much? And then you realize they're all raiders. And that is what I'm here to do, is I am here to explain to you how it is to be a raider. Now the first thing I want to get out of the way first is I want to explain to you that the account I'm playing on right now, it's not my account. The account my actual account that you usually see me on, it's currently going up, or it's farming for T8s, which requires a crap load of fuel. And as a raider, despite what I'm trying to explain here, as a raider, it's really hard to accumulate that much fuel at once while having the penalties. So I'm trying to just farm it instead of gather the items for it. So that's why I'm on this account and not them. Thank you for letting me use your account, by the way. And first things first, I want to explain what I meant by your penalties. So, look at your items. As you can see, your production's a little low. That's one of the parts of being a raider, is your productions are garbage now. This is nothing. You don't even have to rely on this anymore. Don't even think about you might as well not even level your productions anymore because it's gone. As you can see, your troop consumption is astronomical. It makes your production trash. There is no point to trying to accumulate anymore. So the way it works is once you get around to about 800,000, 600, somewhere around this range, it'll let you go up to that number, but then it'll just plop you back down. It's like a barrier. I don't know why that number is the way it is, why it stops at 600, 800,000, but once you get to that number, it stops. Fuel. Now get used to the fuel number being pretty low, because once you get above base 19, that's your everything. That's basically your entire world is fuel. So first things first, I want to show you a little trick. Now this is probably a well-known trick. And by the way, I want to say this, if what I'm telling you is common sense, then good for you. But not everyone knows all this stuff, so I want to basically, touch all my bases. Let's look at your research. Right now, as you can see, she's doing a bang-up job by doing exactly what I'm trying to tell you to do. You want to get these guys up. These guys are your three most important. I wouldn't say three most important, but they're pretty damn important for being a raider, because these increase your training count. And as you get your training count up, you can get up to 3,760. Now I think 3,760 T7s, that won't quite get you. Let's see here. I wish I could give you an example, but I can't at the moment. But I don't think that'll quite get you 2 boxes. But start paying more attention to your daily quests, because this is your bread and butter right now. You basically are going to try your best to always get these guys, because the second box gets you 150,000 iron, 250,000. Sorry, I did the math. Oh, a little bit more food than that, actually. Yeah, quite a bit of fuel. So this is it helps a little bit, but it's basically how you're going to start getting your research. If you can, it might be a little bit trouble, but if you can, try and get the third box as well, because that's a lot of diamonds you get from it, and it's quite a bit more fuel. That's 300,000, that's 250,000, that's what, 500,000 fuel right there. It's quite a bit for just plopping a few boxes. I believe if you are at 5,000 of trucks, it takes 6 procs in order to get the third box. I believe. So when Troop Day comes around, you're gonna want to look out for that daily quest. It comes up quite a bit on Troop Day. Anyways, where am I next? Next one. Now, the most important thing, that's your bread and butter, but this is your is the pie in the sky, what you're going after for everything for Raider is your Clash of Zones completion. You want to get as many of these boxes as you can, because the third box looks very similar to what I just showed you, but that's like 500,000, 500,000, that's 800, that's almost a million food right there. Almost a million fuel for just the third box. 6 box, I can't show you right now because I don't have this at the moment. But that's quite a bit of fuel, and not to mention, it also gets you your courage medals, which that's another video. But let me just tell you right now, courage medals is probably the most important item in the game. You should try and get these as much as possible. But yeah, like I said, that's for another video. Anyways, if you do enough of that, this will start getting up quite a bit. And let's go down to a vehicle. As you could, bad example. Suspension speed, as you can see, it's like 1.5 million. I mean, again, these are bad examples because these numbers are pretty low, but these can start getting into the 6 million, 7 million, and you know, just hitting bases and whatnot. That, I mean, it can get you 6 million, but the older your state is, the harder it is to start making the hauls that you want. Anyways, so what is to be a raider? Let's look at your map. So the older your state gets, the more people quit the game. You've probably noticed a lot that when you first started the game, there was probably like, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, quite a few people playing the game. Now, that number's dwindled quite a bit. And once they quit the game, their base just sits there, you know, it just sits on the map. It doesn't have an alliance. It doesn't have anything protecting it. It just sits there. It sits there for, I believe, 2 weeks. And as it sits there, it's basically just a glorified farm. But once it's zeroed and it's teleported, it appears out in the desert. And most likely, it appears somewhere in this range. Somewhere in this range, like up here, coming up in here, and then down this way. For some reason, I don't ever see them down in the bottom very much. I'm sure they do appear down there, but not as often as up here. So a good starting position is come right up here. All right, in the desert. If I just go for a little bit, yeah, you start to see, he's not an abandoned base, but he's probably teleported over here, and that's why he's over here. You know, you can see other people doing the same thing. Here's another abandoned base. Yeah, there's a few up here. I don't know if he's abandoned, but yeah, this is your farming ground basically as a farmer. Get used to this. I already have a position bookmarked, and apparently someone's already hit it. So so in real time, let me see if I can find a new one. All right, let's see here. I hope I can find one quickly. One thing I want to note is the older your state is, the harder it is to do this, because oops, didn't mean to cut because the longer your state lives, the more people that quit. That means there's less likely to people to be sitting around here out in the desert. So I'll get to that one in a second here. All right, here's one right there. There's one right there. I find it a little funny that I'm talking about abandoned bases and yet I've not finding any. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, let's just go back to that one. Let's teleport right here. Now, I mean, it's kind of a gamble. This whole thing's a gamble, and that's what it's all about. But as you'll see from doing this after a while, you start to notice that your gems, you'll always have gems. why you'll always have gems is because, like I showed you, you're going to be trying to do this second daily quest, which gets you 600, and occasionally you'll try and do this one, which gets you 2,500. That's a teleport right there. And doing this, you're going to try and do that in conjunction with this, which this gets you 200 diamonds. This one gets you 250, and this one will get you that 1,500. Eventually, in the 4, 5, and 6 box, you're gonna get more. I showed you in the last video. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I showed you in the last video that 4, 5, and 6 box, which is, in my opinion, a prerequisite of becoming raider. This guy right here. Sorry, this guy right here. If you don't have this before you're a raider, get it first, then become a raider, because this is the most important in the game, the most important tech in the game, followed by this right after it. And make sure you get this all the way to 10. Do not stop at 9 like some people do. Get it all the way to 10, because the last one goes from 50 to 100%. That's a huge jump, considering they all go by 5s. Until your last one, which gives you a 50 whole percent. That's a lot. Anyways, box 6 is huge. And then I guess I might as well show you this one. This has nothing to do with the Raider, but I figured I'd show you anyways. There's super rewards down here, which is box 7 through 9. Which, it's quite a bit of gems. Anyways, back to what I was showing you. So, you teleported out here. You got your two guys. Scout them. See what they got. Scout them. See what they got. Get used to this. Sometimes you'll get stupidly lucky. These ones that are an actual base seem to generate a little bit more than the ones that are baseless. Let's see what we got. Okay, 17 million money. That's not bad. I mean, that's not good. Oh, here we are. Wow. Okay, that's really good. So 2.3 million. That's really good. Yeah, give them a whack. You want to use vehicles, by the way. Vehicles move a little bit faster. Give them a good whack. This base I'm using is a little bit weaker, so and these guys are a little bit slower, but still, this is what you want to do. There we are. Look at that. 700,000 fuel. Almost 1 million fuel. I mean, you took a little bit of a hit, but that's still a big haul. And you got your second one, which finished off all that lumber. All that delicious lumber. Isn't that a beautiful word, lumber? Important thing to note here is that your main APC will actually take money. So this is a huge way of getting your money. Try and take advantage. I kind of wish that I had more to attack here. I feel like this was almost a waste of a teleport. But, you know, you can't always get lucky. In fact, I'm actually pretty psyched that one base had that much. It's not a horrible idea to just, you know, look around and see what you can find. Oh, here we go. Let me see. It's a scout of 1 minute. I'm not going to bother with that scout. I'm just going to attack it. Let's just give it a whack, shall we? It's a base 16. Probably can't be that strong. Let's just give it a whack. I'm not gonna force you to sit here for this whole time and show you what the results are. So let's just assume that that's what you're gonna do. Anyways, so that's kind of what you do. It's a good idea to sit here for maybe a day or so. What am I gonna say? Let these guys recharge and maybe just hit them again. Just keep hitting them over and over again. You want to get some good money. Your iron, your lumber will go up. One strategy I personally do, is I stick strictly to trucks. Sorry, I stick to trucks. And the reason behind this is so that way that this guy is also accumulating as well. Even if it's really slow, it's not that it's accumulating, it's that it's not going down by this much. So I'll always have food ready as well. So I know it's one less worry I have. I only have to worry about this one. So that means you also can only stick to the truck technology or your vehicle technology. Now, as your state gets older, you're gonna, as you can see with this right here, couldn't find very much. I mean, if I really sat here for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I could probably find quite a bit more, but I don't have that kind of time. But as you as things get older, you're gonna want to resort to other stuff. Let me show you what's going on over here. This, my friends, is all our farms. These are all my farms right here. Or this guy's my farm. That guy's my farm. That guy's my farm. Base 13 is kind of the topping point of your farm. I was told that once you are past base 20, 21, you want at least 4 farms. And the reason for this is because exactly what I just showed you up there. You can't reliably find loot out there. It gets a little scarce, especially when everyone in your state is getting hungry and they're all, as you saw while I was looking around, there were quite a few people doing exactly what I was just doing. So I mean, I got lucky with that one, but sometimes you won't find anything. You'll only find bases with 200,000, 300,000. And while that is nice for a little bit, eventually you start to run a little dry. So you want to find these guys. After a day or so, you can go onto these guys and farm with them yourself or open boxes. But each farm you have will get you about 1 million of each resource, depending on how good your farm is. And with each extra farm, like me for example, if this guy was 13, you know, that's about 4 million, 5 million of each resource a day, and that's pretty big, and that'll get you places. There's no such thing as too many farms. I mean, I know some people with 9, 10, 11 farms. You know, because each farm you get's another 1 million, and that's quite a bit. What else? As I said, your main one gets you money. See, I got 100,000 right there. Oh, it looks like I hit my target. Let's see what I got. Hey, look at that. See? A little bit. I mean, nothing to scream about, but it's still a good haul. I mean, it's got me something, right? I got 100,000 from that one. This is now your best way of making money, as by the way. That's the point I was trying to drive there. Let me see here. Your building that comes with a Raider. I don't know if I have it ready. Oh, there it is. That one increases your might and resistance, so try and level this as much as you can. Let me do her a favor and do that for her. What was I trying to show you? Oh yeah, this guy right here. This is one of your first buildings you get in the game, and you kind of forget that it even exists because you never touch it. But it increases your attack speed. So try and level this as well, because going from 25 to plus 18%, that's huge. And just for that, it's only 1,000 gems. I mean, once you start getting into the crap load of gems like you're starting to go into, it might be a good idea to start considering leveling this as well. Because the faster your trucks are, the faster you get your loot. And so one shortcut you have to making a lot of loot, and I can't exactly show you this because it's not Killing Day, but Killing Day is a huge moneymaker. And you basically have to be Raider in order to participate because it has so many buffs towards it. But yeah, that's what you want to do with Raider. Off the top of my head, I can't exactly think of anything else, but just to cover, just remember that all these boxes that we're opening up, that's basically going to be your new loot. And I think that just about covers everything. Yeah, I guess so. It's not really too much into detail. I mean, it's just a simple class change, but you know, some people struggle trying to figure out what to do. So, yeah, that's Raider. It takes a long time to accumulate to not having to, you know, wait for this to go up and instead wait for that to go up, and you know, and that's how it is. Another tip, actually, is try to have a good army first before you go into Raider, because once you hit that Raider button, everything goes down. You know, you can't rely on that anymore. So I guess the prerequisites I would say is have box 6, have a good army, be at least base 19, so with some good technology, and maybe 4 farms, 3 or 4 farms, because you know sometimes you'll struggle and you won't be able to, like, you know, hit what you want. So the farms can help you keep up what you want. It's basically a race against the clock, though, is what I'm trying to get at. Because right now, if I don't spend this 1.3 million, it's gonna go away. You log off and come back, it's gone, and you don't want that. That's a big mistake. And that's about it. I can't think of anything else I could explain. If you have any questions, like always, be sure to ask on the comment section, and I will jump on it as quickly as I can. Also, let me know if you have any other suggestions for videos. I will say that while I've had a lot of suggestions for videos, if I don't feel confident that I know as much as I should about said topic, I won't feel comfortable doing it, because I hate more than anything to miss some details that I think to myself, oh shit, I should have put that in the video, or I could have put that in the video. I don't want to do that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you again.